Hey, Birchhouse friends, welcome back. So, if you've spent any time on the internet over the last couple weeks, you're probably aware of an ongoing controversy where people are using ChatGPT to generate images and recreate photos in the style of Hayao Miyazaki's company, Studio Ghibli.
極めて不愉快ですよね。そんなに気持ち悪いものをやりたいなら勝手にやってればいいだけで、僕はこれを自分たちの仕事をつなげたいとは全然思いません。極めて何か生命に対する侮辱を感じます。
Now, I've been kind of following this controversy since it kicked off, and it inspired me to rewatch Princess Mononoke with my family. And something in an early scene caught my eye and gave me a flash of inspiration. Now, I can't show you the scene in question because of copyright, but if you take a look at this still, we see Jisun and the Emishi watchmen, and they're wielding these very cool looking shields. And I thought, this is something that I can bring into the real world from animation without using AI. And so we built an Emishi clan shield from Princess Mononoke. Having said all that, let's talk about the build and some of the real world history in Hayao Miyazaki's epic fantasy. First things first, I have not found a primary resource for this style of shield. So to the best of my knowledge, this is an original creation of Studio Ghibli. Having said that, Hayao Miyazaki is known for his attention to detail as much as his imagination. So it is entirely possible that he has based this on some kind of real world resource that I just haven't uncovered yet. What I can say for certain is that this feels like a real shield. It's lightweight and maneuverable, and with this center held grip, it wields a lot like a buckler, with some of the advantages of a Viking shield, and even a bit of a heater shield for good measure. So, what about the shield itself? Well, if we look at this image, we can see in the animation some lines drawn in, and that could be texture, but it could also be indicating a plank build. And considering other shields of the time period, I think that's a safe bet. So our shield is made from fir planks, butted and glued together, with 2 reinforcement strips along the back, and of course, that center held grip. And we have stained this back in a dark cherry to kind of pay homage to the purple that we see on the shield in the film. Now, in keeping with the themes of the movie of environmentalism, man versus nature, protecting the natural world, there are no steel parts on the shield. There's no steel or iron nails riveting this together. In fact, using a traditional Japanese method, we just, everything is held together with wooden pegs. So there are no parts from Irontown on this shield. Moving to the front, hemp cloth was a popular cloth used in Japanese clothing in pre-feudal and feudal Japan. And with its similarity to linen, which we do find on European shields of the era as a facing, we faced ours with hemp cloth. And of course, we painted the design straight from the movie. And we painted this with milk paint and treated it with hemp oil from the Real Milk Paint Company. And this is extra appropriate because they make an all-natural product, which once again fits with the theme of the film. A final note before we talk about the real-life Emishi, and that is how we got the dimensions of the shield. So we used this image and the average height of a Japanese man of the period, which was 5'1" to 5'3". And we mathed our way backwards to a shield that is 31 inches tall and 20 inches across at its widest point. And it just so happens Mrs. Chick is 5'3", and you can see her demonstrating the shield here. And yeah, it looks right. I feel pretty good about our dimensions.
As I built the shield, I kind of went down a rabbit hole about some real world history that's represented in the film that I didn't know about, and I'd like to share that with you.
Princess Mononoke is a fantasy film with mythological creatures and fantasy events, but it does take place in a real time period. It is set in the Muromachi period. This is the point in Japanese history where the Ashikaga shogunate rises to power after overthrowing the Kamakura shogunate and becomes the dominant military government in feudal Japan. The technology, and more importantly, the power struggles that we see in the background of the movie could indicate that the story takes place in the early years of the Sengoku Jidai, a time period marked by strife and wars between clans. But what's really interesting to me is the main characters, Ashitaka's people, the Emishi, whose history precedes feudalism in Japan. Now, we don't know a great deal about their origins in Japan. Their earliest mention is in a Chinese book, the Book of Song from 478 BC. What we do know is from that time on, the Emishi inhabit the north of Japan, while another culture, the Yamato, inhabit the south. All is well until the 7th century, when tensions rise as the Yamato begin to expand its kingdom into Emishi territory, and some violence ensues. Finally, things come to a head in 773 AD, when the 38 Years' War begins. Initially, the Emishi were successful, but that all changed when the Bushi, a mounted warrior people from the Kanto Plains, shifted the tide of war. By 811 AD, the Emishi were defeated, and their culture fades as they were killed, exiled, or integrated into the Yamato culture. For their part, the Bushi evolve into the venerated samurai class. Over the next 500 years, their power and influence grows until they are the dominant culture in Japan, which brings us back to the Muromachi period. By this time, the Emishi are gone. It is unlikely that Prince Ashitaka and his people, even living in isolation, would have still existed by the Muromachi period. But as history has shown time and again, while very improbable, anything is possible.
I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I've enjoyed building the shield and showing it to you. If you haven't seen a Hayao Miyazaki Studio Ghibli film before, you should absolutely make some popcorn and make it a movie night. They make incredible films. And if you have seen a Studio Ghibli film, comment below. Tell us what is your favorite Ghibli movie. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. 白樺の家へようこそ歴史と芸術が出会う場所十分な注意を払って私たちは自分たちの役割